action figure enthusiasts out there? JC here with another TNI news video. Now, we got a lot to cover today, some stuff I want to recap from this past weekend's live stream video, which I forgot to talk about in my last news video because I was trying to keep it short. I had a dentist appointment, and just to give you a quick update on that for any of you interested, I ended up having a cracked tooth. So I had to go back the next day, and they ended up filling it and everything. They were able to save the tooth, but thank God for painkillers, because definitely after the procedure, my mouth was a bit sore. But I am in full recovery now, and so let's go on and get into the toy news. And let's start off with, again, just a couple things that I talked about this weekend during the live stream, but I just wanted to touch upon once again. So we got some updated images for the Mafex Homelander figure from the Amazon series The Boys. It had been announced about a month ago, and there was a virtual event that happened this weekend, and they showed off the figure. So I don't know if this is the final version of the figure. It definitely looks like, maybe the figure could use a little bit of touching up, and obviously there's no indication of what accessories will come with the figure, but you can see, he's got a soft goods cape and things like that. So I'm interested in seeing more, maybe getting to see the more official images. I'll like this figure better. And then of course NECA is doing their own figures based on the Amazon series The Boys. They'll be 7-inch scale, while the Mafex ones are 6-inch. And of course they are also doing Homelander. We've not seen any indication, NECA has not shown us any of their boys figures, and hopefully that will be coming soon. Okay, and then some real quick news on the G.I. Joe classified front. So back in September, you may recall that when the Zartan figure was first announced for the classified line, there was, when it went up for solicitation, retailers were listing it with the color changeability. And that's because that's the copy that Hasbro put out, the solicitation copy that they put out for the figure. And I told you guys back then that that was in fact an error and that the figure would not have color changeability. Well, this past week, Hasbro had a roundtable with a couple of fan sites. I'm not sure who exactly was in attendance. I wasn't invited, and it doesn't seem like any major toy publication was invited. But the folks over at Toy Wizard, I guess, got to be on the call, and they have reported that Hasbro has confirmed that there is not in any shape or form a color change Zartan figure in the works. So again, we knew the regular Wave 3 version wasn't going to have the color changeability, but being that somebody somewhere got this listing of that feature, it made us wonder, was there going to be a second figure coming, possibly a store exclusive or what have you, that would have that feature? Maybe somebody just mixed up the copy between the two figures. According to Hasbro, at least based on this report, and again, I wasn't there in attendance, so I don't know the exact wording they said, but it seems like basically what happened is somebody took copy from an old Zartan figure that did have that feature and just used it for this new figure, not bothering to check, that the features matched up with the new figure and such. So essentially Hasbro saying it was completely just an error on their part and that there is no figure coming, and apparently they don't even have the ability to do that, which again seems kind of odd to me that they would not be able to do that, being they could do it back in the 80s, and we've seen many toy companies do that kind of thing with action figures. So but again, we'll take Hasbro at their word and just say that there is not a second Zartan figure coming anytime soon that will have the color changeability. And just because I have a Thundercats shirt on today and I wanted to pull some Thundercats news in today's video, I wanted to let you guys know that Super7 is doing a series of reaction figures. They've done Thundercat reaction figures before, but with these are based more, they're supposed to be based more on the original toys. So the paint applications and everything like that is kind of more in keeping with the original toy line. So it's kind of a retro Thundercats reaction line. So the first 3 figures that they're doing in this line is Lion-O, Mumra, and Jackalman. And these figures are available for pre-order now at places like our sponsor, Big Bad Toy Store. On the Transformer front, I don't have a lot for you guys today, but I did want to share these new images for a new Transformer War for Cybertron buzzworthy Bumblebee and Spite Witwicky 2-pack. Now, I don't know, it's under the War for Cybertron banner, but these figures look more like something for, the kids lines that Hasbro's been doing for Transformers. But it is of Spike and Bumblebee. You do get some pretty cool artwork on the packaging. They do, it's Spike wearing the suit that he had in the original 80s Transformer movie, and then Bumblebee, which is primarily his Volkswagen with his Volkswagen mode. So again, these don't really look like they fit in terribly well with the rest of the War for Cybertron stuff, but if you're a fan of classic Bumblebee and Spike, this is one you might want to check out. For you Star Wars fans out there, so the new Archive Wave 3 is now available for pre-order at places like our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store. Now with the Archive figures, these, they take figures that have already been released, and like with the human characters, they give us updated face decos, more realistic face decos, and then also sometimes you just get slight modifications. So this is a pretty solid wave if you missed these figures the first time around. So you're going to get Luke Skywalker in his Hoth gear, which was originally released with the Wampa, I want to say, or maybe it was a Tauntaun, I forget. And then also Han Solo. Now this one features Han wearing the brown coat. You may recall, if you're really into Star Wars, you may know that there's always been this controversy of whether Han's coat was blue or brown. The original toy was blue, but when you see it in the movie, it really looks more like it's actually brown. So this one they did in an exclusive overseas set already, but now you can get it on a single card, and it's, again, the Hoth Han Solo with the brown coat as opposed to the blue one. And then we're also getting Commander Cody. That one is making its way into the Archive line, so that's a figure that, if you missed out, is going for a pretty hefty price. Originally, and on the secondary market, that figure is going for a hefty price. Same thing with Grand Admiral Thrawn. So that is the fourth figure in this wave. So if you missed out on the previous ones, they did a regular Black Series version, they did the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive version, and now you can get it in the Archive line. And definitely this one, again, if you try and get on the secondary market, the previous ones, it does go for a fairly hefty price. And then, of course, just my opinion, but I think we're going to be seeing Thrawn a lot more in the coming days in the actual Star Wars universe. So I'm sure that will increase the demand of a Thrawn figure as well. So if you want to get these figures, again, they are available for pre-order now at places like our sponsor, Big Bad Toy Store. Also, the folks at Yak Face have discovered more DPCI numbers, target store numbers, for 4 listings with code names for upcoming Black Series figures. So we don't actually know what these figures are, but the 4 listings are for Star Wars Sun, Star Wars Snow, Star Wars Rain, and Star Wars Wind. Again, those are code names so that they hide the identity of the figures. But if you want to keep track of the DPCI numbers, I will have them listed in the comment section or in the video description below. And again, credit for finding those in the target system goes to Yak Face. And also note that the price on those are $24.99, so those are probably going to be specialty figures, either like more Galaxy Edge stuff or maybe even credit collection figures. I think I've mentioned this before, but I definitely, based on intel I've seen, know that there's going to be a credit collection version of Greef Karga, probably Moff Gideon and Quill as well. I definitely would not be surprised if we get credit collection repainted versions of those figures. But I know Greef, I've seen listings for Greef. I think those are fan channel exclusives, at least the Greef one is. So again, I don't know exactly what these listings are for. However, 2 figures that I do have a pretty good idea are coming are Rise of Skywalker versions of Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia from the Jedi training flashback scene. So I believe those are going to be part of Wave 6 regular releases, and I treat this as rumor until Hasbro officially confirms them. But again, based on intel I've seen, those are 2 figures that are coming for the Black Series. Storm Collectibles just today released this preview image for their upcoming 1/12 scale Golden Axe Death Adder figure. So I can't remember if we'd seen this at any of the conventions. It's been so long since I've been to a convention, I lose track, but definitely this is a nice image of the figure. More details, and I suspect more images and pre-order information should be coming soon on it. But if you're into the Golden Axe video game, the Sega video game, I think this is a figure you're going to be interested in checking out. 3-0 is expanding their 1/6 scale G.I. Joe line. So you may recall I've talked about previously the Snake Eyes figure that they're going to be releasing. Well, now, of course, going along with Snake Eyes, we're getting Storm Shadow. So we don't have any specific details really yet on the figure, just some images that have been released. But you can see with these images, it has more of a classic look with the all-white outfit. This is kind of the look I prefer for him. It's a little different from his vintage, 80s G.I. Joe look, but very true to that look. He's got the mask with the hood, and you can see with the figure, he's got 2 swords. It looks like he's got a pair of nunchucks on his belt there. He's got a quiver with arrows. I can't tell if the arrows are removable or not, and no sign of a bow, but hopefully he will come with a bow to go along with the arrows. And then he's got sheaths for the swords as well that go on his back. So very classic look, no tattoos, so not even his Ninja Clan tattoo, but definitely glad they didn't like stick that big arm length tattoo that looks like maybe the classified version will end up with. But no pre-order information, no dates on pre-order yet, but again, that information should probably be coming soon. And if you're into 12-inch G.I. Joe figures, this is probably one you're going to want to check out. The Snake Eyes is going for about $145, so I suspect that's what the Storm Shadow figure will end up costing as well. And then also just last night, they announced that they are expanding their relationship with Hasbro. So they've been doing Transformers and now G.I. Joe. And now, on top of that, they are going to be doing Power Rangers. So they announced that they're going to be doing 12-inch scale or 1/6 scale Mighty Morphin Power Ranger figures. And again, more details on those should be coming in the near future. And then while we're on the subject of Power Rangers, this morning, images of the 8th wave of Lightning Collection figures, 6-inch Lightning Collection figures from Hasbro leaked out a little early. These figures probably are up for pre-order now as you're watching this video, but the official pre-order time for these is today at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Time, the 10th of December at 1:00 p.m. Again, by the time you're actually watching this video, you can probably go to places like our sponsor, Big Bad Toy Store, and pre-order these. But the images leaked out a little bit early this morning, and of course I did tell you about these figures. The listings leaked out this past weekend, thanks to a retailer, and of course they did turn out to be true. So the wave includes the Dino Thunder Blue Ranger, the SPD Pink Ranger, the Lost Galaxy Red Ranger figure, and the Zeo Green Ranger figure. So you can see, like usual, we're getting both masked and unmasked head sculpts, and they come with various weapons and such. So if you're into Power Rangers, I think, it seems like overall reactions have been pretty positive to these. But I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. But if you do want to end up getting these figures, again, they should be up for pre-order by 1:00 p.m. Eastern Time today. Hot Toys announced that they're doing Cyberpunk 2077 figures, 12-inch figures. These will be based on the upcoming video game, which I believe still has not yet been released, but I think is going to be coming out very soon. And, this has got the Keanu Reeves character and such. McFarlane Toys is doing 7-inch figures, and Hot Toys is going to be doing 12-inch versions. So more details on these should be coming in the near future. Mezco this week put up for pre-order their 112 Collective Predator figure. Now, we'd seen this figure on display at Toy Fair back in February, but it is now available for pre-order at places like our sponsor, Big Bad Toy Store. It does have a fairly hefty price tag. It's going to cost you about $100, but you do get things like a light-up helmet, bio helmet, and the plasma caster also has light-up features. The figure is going to be out in September. It's listed with a September 2021 release date. And other accessories that you get his helmet, you get his shoulder cannon, you get 2 mouth parts, you get 4 right hands, 3 left hands, 2 pairs of wrist blades, a bone necklace, which is removable, 2 bone trophy bandoliers, which are also removable, a blast effect, the media comp, a human skull and spine, and of course, like we always see with the 112 Collective figures, a stand/flight stand to go along with it. And again, that figure is now available for pre-order. It costs about $100 and is due out in September of next year. McFarlane Toys this week released new official images for their next round of Mortal Kombat figures. Mortal Kombat 11 figures. So this is the Shao Kahn and the Liu Kang figure. These are the regular versions. Of course, there's also they've already announced the variant versions that they're doing, the Platinum Kahn and the Fighting Abbott version of Kang. but these are the regular versions. We had seen these figures, but now we've got the more detailed images and everything. And these figures are going to be starting to go up for pre-order, I believe, this week at probably the big box retailers first, and then the smaller guys will get cracks at them like usual. And they're already up for pre-order at places overseas. But, you know, definitely, I think these are definitely the Shao Kahn figure, I think, is one of the coolest ones that they've done in the line. Very nicely detailed and everything. So you get his big hammer, he's got his helmet. So definitely a pretty nice looking figure. And then also the Liu Kang figure. I think this regular version looks better than the variant version. I guess just because he doesn't, he's not shirtless. But definitely out of these two, I'm digging more of the Shao Kahn figure. And then they also released new official images for another Scorpion variant, the Shadow Skin version, which again has already been announced, but we've just got the more detailed official images. And I've lost track of how many different versions of Scorpion they've already done in the line. So Scorpion and Sub-Zero definitely seem to get the most variants. Of course, everybody gets at least one variant, it seems like, in the line. And as I said, even though not available for pre-order, I haven't looked today, so maybe they're up at some of the big box retailers, but if not now, very soon, they should be going up. McFarlane Toys also this week officially announced that they are in fact doing a Batman Beyond figure for the 7-inch DC Multiverse line. So the figure is going to have the wings, which do have some articulation on them. And then the figure is also going to come with an extra pair of hands and blast effect pieces that you can attach to its feet. And the figure is slated for release next spring. And then another figure that has shown up overseas at some of the overseas e-tailers is a variant for the Hellbat figure. So it's listed as the Lunar New Year version, which I believe is going to be a black and gold variation. I've seen this image being used as representation for the figure, which, you know, I can't say 100% that this is how the figure is going to look, but my guess is, knowing, you know, especially how McFarlane loves gold and everything, my guess is this is a pretty good idea of how it's going to look. Now, that one has not yet been officially confirmed by McFarlane, and we don't even have actual images of the figure that have surfaced online yet. But do look for what appears to be a Hellbat variant coming in the fairly near future from McFarlane Toys. And then the final bit of news I have for you guys is on the Marvel front. So this week we got official images and details for the next figure in Sentinel's 6.5-inch scale fighting armor line. So I've talked about this line before. This is the line where they're taking established Marvel characters and basically putting them in Iron Man-like armors. So the first two figures that were announced were, of course, Iron Man himself and then Spider-Man in the Iron Spider outfit. And now we're getting a look at Captain America. I know there's others like Deadpool is coming, but I'm digging the Captain America. It's looking better than I had originally anticipated. It really kind of looks like, I forget what video game it is, but you know, there's a game, and they did a 3 3/4 inch Hasbro did of this version of Cap where he's wearing an actual armor. So that's what this kind of reminds me of. And, you know, he comes with the shield. He's got a flight stand that you can use that will also hold the shield so you can make it look like he's throwing it. It comes with multiple pairs of hands. The figure is available for pre-order at places like our sponsor Hobby Link Japan, and the release date slated for this figure is April. And again, these figures are, you know, they're about between 6 and 6.5 inches tall. So, you know, they might actually fit pretty good with your Marvel Legends if you're so inclined. And, you know, they've got die cast and things like that. So they're definitely nicely detailed, and articulation looks pretty good on them as well. Okay, so that's it for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about in the comments section below. Like this video if you're so inclined. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Stay safe out there, guys. And until next time, I'll catch you later.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News Message Boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.